Deal, everybody. Carolina Panthers are 4-4. If you just end there, it's a very successful first half of the season, or first near half of the season. I don't think anybody before the season would say you're disappointed with an 8-win season. If you go 8-9, I think everybody preseason would say that's a huge step in the right direction. You're probably more confident in Dave Canales, Dan Morgan. There's probably a core of players that you're growing more confident in. So if that's the case, stay with that energy, right? It's 4-4. Keep playing the exact same level of football, likely 8 wins. Or at least good chance of 8 wins. Likely might not be the right way. But here's the thing. One half season of football that is some percentage better than what you've been putting on the field the last couple of years isn't going to change the way the world thinks of you. You still have to do that. And do you know how I know? Dion Dawkins, tackle for the Buffalo Bills, which, I mean, call a spade a spade. The Buffalo Bills whipped up on the Panthers pretty good. It was 40-9, right? Final score doesn't lie. You are what the scoreboard says you are. After the game, he and A'Shawn Robinson, one of the biggest, scariest dudes on the Panthers, just from a physically imposing standpoint, they got into it, little shoving match, little war of words, and had to be broken up. Derrick Brown, by the way, another pretty physically imposing individual, was the one that grabbed A'Shawn Robinson and ended it, essentially. Teammate grabbing teammate, pulling him away from trouble. A lot of times, that's where it ends, right? You see a shoving match, that's it, right? What happens on the field before, after the game, during the game, it's kind of it's a place where competitors go, modern day gladiators go to let out their primal physical urges. That's a weird way to say it, but that's why you don't talk about it, right? Because it's weird to talk about. Dion Dawkins went on Deebo Samuel's podcast, and he did talk about it. And we have some of that audio for you. Here's Dion Dawkins talking about A'Shawn Robinson and the breakdown after the game.
Dudes in this league are corny. They are corny, bro. Dudes be corny, Deebo. If somebody says to you during the game, fight me after the game, you gonna look at him and be like, this ain't the WWE? This ain't UFC?
That boy say fight you after the game, crazy.
Like, what is that? They'll run their mouth, and then once they get there, then it's like, all right, see me after the game. I'm like,
you was dumping, bro, out there.
Like, it was 40-9. Emotions are high, right? Emotions are high. You can see him. Like I'm helping yo tackle with tips on how to play tackle, and you coming up and talking crazy in my face. Like, bro, listen, bro. How you gonna walk up to somebody with the mindset like, oh, I'm finna fight this dude, and then walk up to my face and say anything? Why are you saying anything to me? At that point, you should be reacting, right? Like, what are you doing?
Man, you corny!
He called him corny. There was a lot of like, man, bro, what are you doing? That's talking about the Carolina Panthers like they're the Carolina Panthers from 2 years ago. That's a contender, and Dion Dawkins been on the Buffalo Bills for a long time. He's one of their core pieces. Left tackle, bit undersized for left tackle, but he's more of a technician, and he protects Josh Allen.
He's darn good too.
Yeah, no, I'm not downplaying Dion Dawkins at all, but I don't think Dion Dawkins does that if he's playing a team that he respects a little bit more. Right? I don't think he would have done that to Derrick Brown, and I don't think he would have done that to a whole bunch of others, but there is still, and that's I'm getting at this, like there should still be that motivation in the Panthers locker room that to a lot of people in the NFL, you're still a joke. Or you're still not to be respected, or you're still to be pushed around. And when you get angry and you want to fight, it's corny. It's not competitive fire. It's corny. I saw speaking of, I'll put our own network on the line a little bit here. Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike listed his top 5 hot mess teams, and number 4, Carolina Panthers. They're 4-4. They're improving a good amount from last year. For as maybe questionable as some of the decision-making has been from my perspective, you have not heard a dissenting opinion from inside that locker room all season. The right things have been said at every step. I don't know what your definition of hot mess is, but I wouldn't look at the Panthers and say hot mess this season. I look at the Panthers last 5 years and go, yeah, there's some hot messes happening there. You haven't changed opinion yet is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm curious who else was on that hot mess list.
I had the graphic.
I'm sure imagine the New York Jets are on that hot mess list. The New Orleans Saints are on that hot mess list.
I mean, there were other teams, don't get me wrong, and now I can't find it.
Of course.
But I will during the break, and I'll bring it up. It is part of team sports is the and not just team sports, part of football, right? Physical contact sports. And I've said this a bunch of times. If I'm a coach, the number one thing that a coach could like whisper in my ear when we're doing the handshakes, right? You know, when you post-game handshake, head coach runs to midfield, win, lose, or draw, you shake hands, and if you're doing the respectful thing, you probably pat each other on the back a few times and say a sentence, you know, your boys played hard, whatever it is. The thing that I would want the most is something about physicality, right? Thank goodness we don't have to play you again next week. Hey, your boy's absolutely, physical as heck. Like, those are the things that coaches go to the locker room, even after a loss, with a little bit of pride. And then the vice versa is true too, right? If somebody is out there not talking about your aggressiveness, not talking about your physicality, calling you corny, calling you a hot mess, you realize there's still work to be done. You realize there's still work to be done. And the Panthers aren't going to get anywhere they want to go until teams start seeing you as a peer. And you see it, right? I'm not even just saying the physicality. There's an intimidation that comes with certain players in the way they are respected. The most obvious examples being, give the ball to Patrick Mahomes with 1 minute and 10 seconds left, down 4. When an opposing team should be all confident to the world, right? When they should be ready to pounce and smelling blood. When it's Mahomes on the other side, there's a little bit of like, well, we better still keep it locked in, stay quiet. We don't want to set ourselves up here. And then because of that, they play tight, and it actually it helps Patrick Mahomes be successful in those situations. The Panthers are the opposite. Opposing team starts running the ball on you, which, by the way, the Buffalo Bills did. Right? Dion Dawkins gets that first quarter with a couple big runs, couple big holes for his running back. There's not, okay, buckle up. The Carolina Panthers are gonna knuckle up and be ready to fight in the second quarter. Instead, they're on the sideline smiling, saying, "We got them, boys." James, hey Cook, you're gonna have a good day today. A'Shawn Robinson just challenged me to a fight. We got him right where we want him. Corny. That's what's happening. There's no, buckle up. The Panthers are getting mad. There's, the Panthers are getting mad. How cute.
Man, you corny.
And then he feels comfortable going to talk about it with Deebo Samuel publicly. Like right after the game. It was like a couple days later, he's talking about it on a podcast. That's not, Gary Payton, or you hear a lot of stuff about like Kevin Garnett's trash talk now, right? Players from his era are on podcasts now. They're talking to like Matt Barnes about all the crazy things Kevin Garnett said. Nobody was saying that about Kevin Garnett when he was playing, except for the stuff he said about Carmelo. And the reason being is because you want to make him mad. As much as those of us, and we do watch every game, those of us that watch every game and study every play and watch them twice, we know the Panthers are growing. We know things are not as bad as a 40-9 loss would seem. The rest of the league is not giving the Panthers that respect. They have to continue to go out there and earn it every single day, and I think that's part of their culture. At least I hope that's part of what they're building as a culture. And along with giving the ball to Rico Dowdle more and protecting the football and everything else, knowing that other teams are trying to punk you, and if you let them, they will. Especially players like Dion Dawkins, who are pretty good up front. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Hopefully after this week, you don't have anyone, Micah Parsons on a podcast. He jumps on those every now and then to talk a little trash.
By the way, those hot mess rankings.
Yep.
So this is Evan Cohen, ESPN, Unsportsmanlike. Number 1, Browns. Number 2, Falcons. Number 3, Titans. Number 4, Panthers. Number 5, Vikings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a few I would object to there. Vikings are a hot mess?
I mean, yeah, you're just dealing with an injured quarterback and stuff. I don't know, maybe.
I actually think Kevin O'Connell runs a pretty good club over there.
Yeah, I just think they're just dealing with injuries at quarterback.
I mean, injuries at quarterback have taken down a lot of teams that were the opposite of hot mess.
Yeah, I'm like, no Saints?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just benched your quarterback, now you're going to a 26-year-old rookie? You're tell me you're not a hot mess.
They're going to the veteran. What do you mean? He's older.
Exactly.
He's older than Rattler.
Veteran.
He's not more veteran, but he is older.
I think he might be like 2 years younger than Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Just
he's 26. So I mean, he's drafted at 26. He was born in the 1900s.
Some of us were, Tim.
Me too. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get to the ladder challenge, Dennis Cox has something.